Welcome to My First Time Secrets, where we dare to dive into the most intimate corners of our souls, those stories we only whisper when the bedroom lights are off. Today, we're plunging deep into a topic most of us have probably agonized over, fantasized about, and then felt totally let down by: the expectation versus reality of the first time, the grand illusion. Let's be real, who among us hasn't meticulously crafted a perfect script for their first night? From those steamy Hollywood scenes to the pages of explicit adult novels, or even those colorful whispers from your besties. The first time is always painted with the most vibrant hues, twinkling candles, rose petals scattered everywhere, eyes locked in ultimate desire, and a mind-blowing fireworks display of pleasure. We expect a fated event, a milestone marking our transition from kiddo to true lover in the most blissful way, right? The harsh reality check. But then, reality often hits us like a ton of bricks, and it hurts way more. I remember a friend telling me she spent an entire week getting ready for that destiny night. Expensive silk lingerie, hot black lace undies, scented candles all over the room, a playlist of chilling to the bone music. Everything was prepped down to the millimeter for a perfect foreplay session. But when the actual fun started, things were, well, not quite the dream. The guy was clumsy as hell, like he was just learning to walk. And she was in so much pain, she just wanted it to end already. They finished, both lying there breathless, staring at the ceiling, and she just thought, is this it? Where's that climax movies always talk about? And that's not just a one-off story. A lot of people have shared that their first time felt more like a clumsy, awkward rehearsal than a peak performance. Maybe it was so embarrassing you wanted to disappear, not knowing where to put your hands or lips. Or maybe it was the pressure to nail it, so much so that you forgot to actually enjoy those initial sparks. Some even got distracted by ridiculous little details. Did he brush his teeth? Do I smell okay? Is my hair stuck somewhere? Instead of getting lost in those tender, skin-on-skin moments. Why the disconnect? So why such a huge gap between expectation and reality? Between those steamy fantasies and the sweaty, awkward truth? First, media and movies have overly romanticized and perfected sex. They show us scorching, flawless scenes where every movement is as graceful as silk dancing, every moan is drop-dead sexy, and the pleasure is just overwhelmingly orgasmic. But in real life, there's no director behind the camera, no professional lighting, and definitely no script for you to rehearse, darling. Second, lack of communication. This is probably the biggest factor. We're often too shy to talk about sex, especially with our partners. We're afraid of ruining the romantic vibe, afraid of being judged, afraid of turning our partner off or feeling inadequate ourselves. So, both of you just blindly fumble around, relying on what you think is right, instead of boldly asking, what do you like? What makes you tick? And when there's no real connection, no understanding of each other's bodies and souls, then no matter how high the expectations, reality can still crumble. I heard a story from this guy. He said he spent a whole year thinking about his first time with his girlfriend. He went online, watched all sorts of tutorial videos on different positions, trying to become the perfect lover. But when the moment came, he was so focused on technique that he forgot to actually connect with his girlfriend, forgot to feel the subtlest vibrations from her body. She just stayed quiet and then sighed. He asked, "Are you okay?" She just replied, "I don't know." That was a straight-up punch to both their expectations and his confidence, finding beauty in the mess. But hey, not all first times that fall short of expectations are disasters. Sometimes that very awkwardness, that innocence, creates lovely, authentic, and even hilarious memories that you'll look back on and laugh about later. I know this couple, after their total fail first time because they were so tense and obsessed with doing it right, they decided to sit down, grab a beer, and just crack up about everything that happened. From him not finding the right spot, slight chuckle, to to her bursting into giggles every time he tried to act cool with tricks he'd learned online. That honest conversation, where they didn't hide their embarrassment, and those genuine laughs helped them overcome the barrier, and their subsequent times became amazing, explosive, and so much better. So, what's the lesson here? Listen up closely. The takeaways. 1. Ditch those unrealistic expectations. Your first time doesn't need to be a blockbuster movie with grand special effects. It's a learning experience, a starting point. Allow yourself and your partner to make mistakes, to be clumsy, to explore without judgment. Perfection rarely exists in sex, especially in such sensitive and new moments. Don't forget your body, your partner's body, are universes waiting to be explored, and each time is a new journey. 2. Communication is the key that unlocks every door. Don't be afraid to talk about what you want, what makes you comfortable, and even what makes you hesitate. Boldly ask your partner the same. Turn your private space into a safe haven where you can both peel off those layers, shed your inhibitions, and discover together instead of a stage for performance and pressure. 3. Embrace the imperfection and find beauty in it. Sometimes those not quite right moments, those giggles when things get a little messy, are what connect you more deeply. Because it's real, it's raw and authentic. It shows vulnerability, honesty, and a touch of adorable innocence in both of you. It's also a story you can tell later. Maybe when you're old, by the fireplace, sipping wine, and reminiscing about your silly but emotional youth. The true foundation. The first time might not be exploding fireworks, shaking you to your core, but it's the very first brick in building your own personal castle of love and intimacy. And more important than momentary pleasure is the connection, understanding, and trust you build with your partner. That's the solid foundation for all the passionate nights to come. So, if your first time wasn't a dream, don't be disappointed. Turn it into a lesson, a story to laugh about, and a fresh start for more explosive, deeper experiences ahead. And remember, you're not alone. So many people have gone through similar things. Tune in for more intimate stories, more captivating bedroom secrets on our channel. See you next time. And remember, always be honest with yourself and your partner. Be brave enough to explore so that every first time or any time after is a worthwhile experience, full of emotion and free of regret.